Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we got good news. The Kamala surge isn't over. How many people tell you it is, don't let them fool you. It's not over. The surge isn't over until everyone stops going to our little silly little party, little whatever you want to call them, rallies around the country. It's not over yet. We still have a lot to go. But we got very good news. Donald Trump has made a comeback, big comeback in state polling. And we're going to be talking about state polling once again and kind of viewing a lot has to, of course, deal with, I would say, state polls than national polls. Those polls, of course, are the polls that matter because, sure, national polls matter. It'll show the momentum. And no doubt about it, guys, Democrats have momentum, and that momentum will most likely continue. See, Donald Trump has made a slight curve up. I would like to see that more bigger and more broader, and you'll see I'm happy to see that we're still holding up here. 0.2 for the margin and the average. We can do this. A lot of people say, including real clear, I wouldn't say, yeah, never mind, I'm misspeaking. Red Eagle are saying, you know what? We know why Donald Trump is polling bad, because this is, of course, response bias polling. Like, example, 2020. Well, you didn't necessarily say that when that response bias polling was happening. You didn't really, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't hear Red Eagle. I'm not a frequent subscriber, a frequent updater from Red Eagle, but this guy likes the good news. He likes good news. He likes to share the good news. He doesn't really like to warn us. He will say, oh, this could happen, but this and this and this and this. And he will give us reasons why it would less likely happen. Well, yeah, here's the thing. I'm the person that, you know what? Don't downplay it. Don't downplay it. Don't blow it. Don't go into this thinking red wave. Even though I myself said, that red wave in October surprise was kind of fishy. It just came out of the blue. We didn't even do anything. And it just couldn't up. I mean, like, is there a tabulation? And not to mention the Roe v. Wade riots and the momentum with Roe v. Wade. Are you kidding me? So red wave, I don't know. And honestly, I didn't go into 2022 thinking red wave. I really didn't. So Kamala Honeymoon, it's possible that this is response bias polling, but we do see her momentum. She does have support. People go to her rallies. She is breaking records of thousands of people. We can't go and think, oh, look at tiny little rally. No. Let's admit the fact she is attracting thousands. And so are we. Donald Trump, he's not rallying right now. People make fun of that, but to be honest, Donald Trump, he's taken hard. He's had a hard, of course, last month. People forget he survived assassination attempt. Barely. He made it out, and he wasn't even supposed to make it out. That was a perfect shot, and it was the grace of God that he lived. And yes, there's no doubt about it, the man, of course, is struggling through this. So if he needs a break, he needs a break. But he's campaigned in Montana today. People go, why Montana? Well, we want Montana because that's a state we need to win in order to win the Senate. He's doing Tim Sheehy a favor. So there's a lot to go over. State polls, the good news is we are gaining back momentum. What I'm hoping is this is going to be sort of like a Hillary Clinton type compared campaign. Sort of a Hillary Clinton compared sort of deal. And Kamala Harris's support looks big because the media is constantly covering it. But if we truly did have unbiased media, Kamala Harris would probably, the talk about Kamala Harris would be done right now. We talk about her support probably for a week and it'd be done. But we know what the media is trying to do. They're trying to get everyone hyped up and they want to continue that. They're going to brag. But what they don't know and don't realize is they're mobilizing Trump supporters. They're like, oof, Kamala Harris wave is pretty big. We need to crank it up a notch. And that's what happened in 2022. Red wave of 2022, so-called red wave, mobilized Democrats. Oof, red wave. We gotta get out and vote. They mobilized the abortion thing. They mobilized the Trump thing. They mobilized everything. And guess what? They took out the red wave. That's something we can use Harris's popularity advantage to our advantage, ultimately, at the end of the day. That's my hope. But taking a look here, let's take a look at state polls. Nationwide state polling. We're looking pretty good. We're going to take a look at average also, starting off with the state of Pennsylvania. Yes, we are actually remaining quite steady. You'll see undecided voters searched for Harris. She rised quite significantly, but voters, for the most part, are staying loyal to Trump in the said state. He went down a little bit, but he's actually impressively keeping his, of course, lead. Now, Real Clear doesn't add all their polls. That's the one thing I find extremely annoying with Real Clear politics. They do not add all their polls, and that is extremely frustrating. Like, you'll see, I would guarantee you, this wouldn't be a 1.8. I would say this would be like less than a point. But sure, I get what you're saying. Trump gained a point. I don't know if this was Trafalgar. Was it this today? Well, it dropped. Where's the Trafalgar poll? Oh, whatever. Well, yeah, here's the tie. Fox News poll was a tie. But where's the Trafalgar poll? Yeah, and that's the other thing. Wikipedia doesn't edit their polls that much, too. So, very frustrating that Wikipedia doesn't do that. Like, they're clearly biased. They are clearly biased. Like, they're not adding Trump polls in. They're, like, coping. So, they're like, yeah, Trump is, in the chart showed, Trump is taking out your wave of support, Kamala Harris. And expect the DNC to be a Kamala surge after the DNC. And in fact, I hope it goes really badly for them because that benefits us. But let's go into this thinking they're going to do a good night. They're going to have a couple good 3 days of the DNC, 4 days of the DNC. So we are prepared for this round 2 of a Kamala surge. But yes, I am really looking forward to those debates. So because Kamala Harris is going to be exposed. And not only that, she's going to be exposed in the rest of the couple days. But we got to be careful this doesn't backfire. So I know you guys are all put pressure, and yeah, you need to get started. I know. But let's get started now with the prediction. I honestly already know what it's going to look like. Bucks County is flipping back to Harris, unfortunately. I do want to crank this back. This isn't a 1.8. I would say it would, for the most part, would be a 0.9 or 0.8 for Kamala Harris. But this is what I think it's going to look like 2016 exactly. Of course, with shaded margins might be a little different, but this is what it's probably, in my prediction, going to look like. You'll have the counties of Erie and Northampton. They are counties that will continuously and frequently flip back and forth between Democrats and Republicans. Last year, Erie County flipped Republican in the Supreme Court election, which was a surprise, seeing that the abortion issue was a big deal. But then again, I would expect low turnout really did, and the lack of mobilization for the pro-abortion mob really lacked that momentum in Erie County. So Then again, they could come out in full force, but then again, we barely lost in Erie and Northampton. Two counties we barely lost in by barely a point in 2020. We can win these two counties, like we did in 2016. So we already got Pennsylvania done. Let's get to North Carolina. Now, North Carolina, here, so far we are having Trump polls, which is remarkable. But then again, I think that, oh yeah, we've had Harris polls right here, 3.2. And I have decided, you know what, this is probably what it most likely would look like, a 3.2 Trump win. And yes, the last time we did this, I had Trump win by a lot. I had this Watauga County go for Trump, but now clearly we now know that Kamala Harris is actually more popular than what we think she is. And we shouldn't underestimate her. So we are going to go ahead and give her the big Democrat counties, but we're not going to give her this county. I would say swing counties would indeed go for Republicans. We'll go give her Charlottesville. But yes. You got the Raleigh area, the Black Belt. Okay. Oh, yes, and this county goes Republican. So, yes. And the only difference is from the 2022 election, it looks very alike. Hanover County is going to be going uh more conservative. New Hanover, I think that's what it's called. Yes, it's New Hanover County. So same results, but then again, we forget that Wilmington is a part of Northampton, Hanover County, right here. It barely went for uh, Cherry Besley, the progressive. I was progressive Supreme Court Justice of North Carolina. Um, but yes, I think seeing that Trump is ranking up 3.2, I'm going to go ahead and keep. The only difference is Hanover goes Republican, even though I have doubts that Hanover would make it to Republicans, but it has in the past. But then again, this is a big election, and you'll see clearly it went for Democrats. So, some doubts there. So things change in Georgia. Now, things look good with the black vote. And that's good. 60% still goes for Kamala, and that's very good for Trump. Here. You'll see, but we're getting a little too close. And we are, I would say, less than, I don't know. But this is sort of what I think it's probably going to look like. Now, we're going to walk this back. These two counties, we had originally go for Trump, but we're going to go ahead and give them back to Democrats. Besides, I want to do some research on those counties before we actually call them. So, Georgia counties. This is Quitman County. Now, a county that voted for Governor Kemp in 2022. Hang on. Nope. Wrong one. Quitman County is a conservative county. Clay County is the one we're looking at. Clay County. Yes, it did have a long Democrat voting streak. So I do anticipate and doubt that, you know what, it's kind of unlikely. 55% for Dems. I would say, you know what, likelihood, even though it aggressively went for Republicans, I would say we're not going to risk it. We're going to go ahead and call it for Harris. Sumter County is another county that did vote for Republicans frequently in these Senate elections. 51 to 47%. It's kind of okay. We could consider flipping that county. Hang on. Sumter. Yeah, Sumter County. We really don't know at the moment, but right now we're going to go ahead and call the obvious counties for Kamala Harris. That includes the Black Belt in Atlanta. Bibb. Well, this isn't Bibb. This is Bibb. This is Athens. This is for blanking on the county name as usual. But I'll consider flipping it back. Well, we can look. You know what? I'll have it go for Trump. Simply because he has a lead of 0 point something, and besides, Sumter County's a population 29,000, not really the biggest amount of people, but still very good there. All right, so Trump, of course, wins the rest of these counties. Almost done. We just have northern Georgia, a very conservative area with lots of votes, conservative votes, and there. We have concluded 267 counties for Trump so far. We go to the state of Michigan, where things also look competitive. And good news, I have, should I say good news? Still 2 points, but it did go down for Harris significantly. Oh, math, you'll see here. That was July, August. That was August 2nd was when that big ridiculous 11 point, which everyone's hating on. Bloomberg, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, we know that Michigan isn't going for Harris by 11 points, guys. This is obviously, and we can agree unanimously, this is a fake poll. Fake garbage poll. We know it. And you can go and bounce, oh, Kamala Harris is winning by 11 points. Yay! Well, yeah, let's see. I really wonder. Literally, I wish we had Hillary Clinton polls, but Clinton, I can guarantee you, was winning by 20 points in that Bloomberg poll 8 years ago. But who knows? Yes, this is the big pyramid because of that ridiculous dumb poll. But yeah, this is should we consider a 2 point? Well, let's take a look at the Michigan polls because as you know, Real Clear does miss polls often. Okay. Yeah, this is the ridiculous poll. There's the Harris poll that needs to be registered here. But yes, this is a 45-45. That does lower the stakes for Kamala Harris to, I would say, you know what? That is a 1.6 for Kamala Harris in the state of Michigan. This is what I'm sort of thinking what it's probably going to look like. So, yes, it probably looks a little bit, yeah, and I don't know you don't like to see it, but Kent County, which holds Grand Rapids, will probably go for Kamala Harris simply because she is holding the lead. That probably will be helping her in that lead. But yes, pretty much all the 2020 counties except for Muscogin and Saginaw counties, which are compatible counties. Trump lost those counties barely. but we're very close to flipping them. And who knows? I feel that he could possibly get away with those. But this is what I'm thinking in prediction. This is going was kind of going to look like at the end of the night. So that was quick. Let's go to Wisconsin. Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm skeptical about the 0.2 because Real Clear isn't biased. Like everyone says they are, but to be honest, realistically, if they were biased, they would have counted all these polls. I'm kind of glad they didn't because that helps the illusion. But you could clearly see that this isn't a 0.2. It really isn't. Sure, the Kamala Harris, the Trump poll from hasn't really been registered. We'll register that into our prediction, but realistically, she isn't winning by 0.2. She's winning by a point, just like in Wisconsin. And we're going to go ahead and estimate the 2020 election. Yeah, you'll see close to that same percentage. And I'm really thinking about Columbia County. Which is a swing county. Hasn't voted Democrat since 12. But yeah. Yeah, as you can see, it voted for gubernatorial recall. But that's really not what we're looking for. We want Columbia County, Wisconsin, and it's not. Oh, I understand now. I put an O instead of a U. That is for the country of Columbia, not the name Columbia. Okay, population 58,000. It's not really big and significantly big. Taking a look at the 2022 gubernatorial race in Wisconsin, we could see not really similar results. You'll see not only has that county flipped, but you'll have Vernon County goes for Democrats. Part of the reason, no, honestly, I don't think that's going to. Yeah, that's a 3.4, and I don't think Kamala's winning by 3.4. But I think this is what it's probably going to look like. Same results, but Door County goes for Democrats. Columbia County, we will have to see. I'm considering flipping Columbia County. Really? Really considering it. Well, we'll have to see in other Wisconsin elections, because I bet you anything there were elections, like the Attorney General. Okay, this was actually pretty close, despite county or I should say flopping being a little bit different. Vernon County shifts left. Columbia County shifts right. Secretary of State. Okay. Interesting. Very close result. This is what it looks like with a prediction with Columbia County in. But that, again, doesn't really matter. That's Doug LaFollette. Treasurer. Same results as the 2022 election, by the way. Very close results. And then that's it. That's it. But yeah, we saw an example. So, in looking back at 2022, Whoa, no. 2022, Unite. 2020, 4 years ago, we'll see. Yeah, look at these polls. Ridiculous. Trump's doing great in Wisconsin compared to this. Like, we knew he was going to lose, didn't we? Well, realistically, according to poll, Sauk, Columbia. Okay, this is 1.53. So, I don't really know. I would say realistically, let's have Columbia go to the right for now. For now. Because it voted for Evers in, as you should know, 2022. Boy. But it voted for Johnson in the Senate election that year. So I would say in same results, but Dorr goes blue. We can always change this before we end this video. But realistically, I think this is what it's kind of gonna come to. Well, Dorr County kind of shifts sort of where the winner kind of decides who the winner's gonna be. Let's see, has Dorr County ever, like 2022? I think Dorr County predicted the winner in every election. You'll see Dorr County predicted the winner for Biden. And yep, it predicted Johnson would win. House of Representatives. Here's a rare moment. Menominee being red. Whoever thought that would happen? Menominee County, and then you have Brown County being extremely red. This is, of course, a landslide for Republicans. That's because of Brown County, Green Bay being 70% margin. Must be really popular Republican. Should have chose him for a running mate, but or he could be a rhino. There's that. Dorr County predicted Evers would win. I'm just curious, if you will. Dorr County predicted Josh Kaul would win for Attorney General. Doug LaFollette, he won Dorr County and won. Treasurer. John Lieber, he won Dorr County and won. So it's pretty much saying, hey, if you win Dorr County, you win the election. But yeah, this is sort of what it's looking like right now. All right. The good news in Arizona, although it's dropped significantly, we have a 1.5 lead against Kamala Harris, unlike Georgia, which is extremely close. We get back to those polls. Statewide polling, we see, yes, Arizona, we do have an advantage, despite, you could say Kamala Harris wins in well, then again, there's the July 22nd poll. Not saying that really matters. But I don't know. We say Trump wins in the polling, and we can say regardless, he wins. He continues to carry Maricopa, which is still impressive. And I still have my doubts that Maricopa will go for Trump, honestly. I don't trust the Arizona election system. I think it's garbage. And yeah, I do think, you know what? There's going to be Democrat plans in Maricopa County. And I hope a lot of people, I'm not the only one, I hope I'm not the only one that's worried. People say, oh, I think Maricopa County going to go red for a couple points. Well, yeah, don't get your hopes up. I'm not, because this happened, it happened 2 times in a row where, as you know, machines malfunctioned. So coincidental. Like, should that be a crime for that to happen? Scandalous in reality. But yeah. It went down significantly, but yes, we could still say Donald Trump still wins in Nevada, carrying every county except Clark. And there you go. We predicted 7 swing states that are tossed up in the November election. People say, no, North Carolina doesn't count. You'd say this county right here, I'm trying to think, didn't vote for Bud. Let's see. It didn't. So I think, hey, if you didn't vote for a Supreme Court justice, it's probably, the chances are high Trump's going to win this county. But yes, 427 counties for Trump. Harris, 86 counties. So what do you guys think in regards to our prediction? Let me know down below. And as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.